Have you ever, I mean, I'm sure you have, but have you had to struggle with like, where a decision where you felt like you were following a letter of the law created an unjust, result? I mean, I'm sure there's been some close calls.
Sure.
And like, how do you walk through that process? I mean, when you're back there, you know that this is going to have, a substantial impact, sort of the justice versus the law thing.
I have encountered those situations. I've encountered cases in which the statutes that we're required to apply lead to what I think is an inequitable or unjust result. And you know what you do with that? You put it in a box, you recognize it for what it is. We're human beings, we have those reactions. But part of the craft, if you will, part of the job of being a judge is being able to take those and put it in a box and put it on the shelf and do your job. And you apply the statute the way the legislature put it together, and that's the legislature's constitutional prerogative to make those policy choices, and it's not up to me or any other judge to second guess those. I'm not always happy with that, but that's the job that I agreed to do, and so I do. Does that answer your question? Other questions? The final thing that I had in my notes that I just wanted to say, and again, this is more real world than moot court, is you will make a mistake. It is not a question of whether you will make mistakes. All of us will make mistakes in argument, in practice, in a brief. Relax. Everybody does it. The question is, what are you going to do about it? If you make a mistake, the one and only thing you do about it is you deal with it. You don't hide it, you don't lie about it, you don't dodge it, you fess up and you fix it. There's almost nothing in the law that can't be fixed if you just fess up and deal with it. Okay? So, and that happens in your brief. It could be, I misstated a fact. Fine, get up there, and I've seen people do this all the time. They come to the podium. It's not comfortable. It's always a little embarrassing. We just say, Your Honor, just because this is important, I just want to make sure you understand there's a typo. I misstated something. I went back and I looked at the record, and it doesn't really say that. Once again, I'd rather be saying that about my brief than have my opponent do that, right? Mistakes happen. Everybody knows that. The judges aren't going to try to embarrass you. It's not like the paper chase when Professor Kingsfield pulls out the quarter and puts it on the podium. Actually, it was a dime. It was that long ago. And tells Timothy Bottoms to go call his mother and tell him he's not going to be a lawyer. Nobody's going to do that. What's that?
Then he says you're an ass. And he uses classroom.
And see what it got him. Other questions? Most of that is useful for moot court. Most of it. I talked to a friend of mine at work, Bob Rockland, who coached moot court at Willamette for University of Oregon for a number of years, and I think here too as well. And I asked him about the differences between moot court and the real world, and he said, the problem is that in moot court it really is a performance, and I understand that. And you just have to kind of figure out how to deal with that. It's a performance only in a sense. The performance is still tied up, though, in doing the stuff that lawyers do. You will perform better if you remember that you've got to answer the questions. Treat every question as an opportunity to show these judges how good you are. Okay? Think of it that way. Questions should not be threatened. I know that some of the I was there. I remember how much fun it was, 2 years out of law school, to be asked to do a moot court judging, and it was like it was my little moment of vengeance for all the pain that I had to suffer when I was a law student, and I took it out on some poor second year. I know that happens. Am I wrong? Yeah. Well, you don't know yet, do you? But by and large, these people are here because they're giving of their time. They don't have to be here. These moot court judges are volunteering. They have their hearts in the right place. They're here to help you with an educational experience. They're really not here to embarrass you. They're here to give you an opportunity, again, to show your stuff, to show what you've learned. So you ought to take all these moot court arguments as opportunities. Every question is an opportunity to show what you've learned. Questions? What can I do to help? Is this enough? There's cold pizza. Anything else, Tim?
It's everything.
Okay.